The world trembles once more. Smoke curls into the bruised sky as the earth remembers the weight of war. Distant thunder isn't rain, it's artillery calling men to chaos. Soldiers scatter through narrow lanes, clutching what little they can. Mothers whisper prayers, children cry for silence. A single church bell tolls, echoing like a warning through the valley. Amid the panic, a young nurse named Anna stands at her doorway, her eyes fixed on the horizon. She knows the sound, she's heard it before, and fear no longer shakes her, only sorrow. There's her satchel, worn and blood-stained from the last battle. Outside, the wind carries ashes and whispers. Every gust feels like a voice of someone she once tried to save. On the path, she passes soldiers limping home, their uniforms torn, their faces gray. They nod to her, not as a nurse, but as one of them, a survivor of something too large to name. Ruins of a farmhouse, Anna kneels beside a wounded man, her hands steady, though her heart trembles. Shadows move with each distant explosion, painting fear across her face. Sea air bursts in the sky, white light spilling over broken walls. For a moment, she sees the battlefield stretch endlessly, a graveyard of smoke and steel. She exhales quietly and keeps working. Bandages are running out. She tears a piece of her own dress, pressing it against the wound. The man mutters a name, perhaps a child, perhaps a prayer, before drifting away into silence. Anna closes his eyes, murmuring a final blessing. Around her, the night deepens, carrying the low hum of bombers above. The earth trembles again, but she doesn't move. Somewhere beyond the hill, dawn begins to rise, pale, uncertain, but alive. Anna looks toward it, her face streaked with dust and tears. In that fragile light, hope dares to breathe again. Days blur into gray. The rain never stops, soaking the earth in the memories buried within it. Anna wanders through fields once filled with laughter, now scarred by craters and barbed wire. Her boots sink into the mud. The soil drinks every step like sorrow swallowing hope. She reaches a railway station, silent and shattered. A single train car lies on its side, riddled with bullet holes. Inside, she finds torn letters, messages that never reached home. She presses one to her chest, whispering the name written on it as if it could hear her. A group of survivors huddle by a fire nearby. Their faces are hollow, eyes too tired to cry. Anna joins them without a word. For a moment, the warmth feels like mercy. But when dawn comes, they're gone, leaving only ashes where life once flickered. She moves on, guided by the faint sound of bells from a distant town. On the road, she passes a line of soldiers, some dragging their wounded, others staring blankly ahead. One drops a photograph. Anna picks it up, a smiling family frozen in happier days. She tucks it into her coat. Night again. The wind howls through broken church windows. Anna takes shelter inside, lighting a candle at the altar. Dust dances in the glow, like lost souls searching for peace. She kneels and whispers a prayer, not for victory, but for silence. Outside, gunfire cracks the air. A soldier bursts in, bleeding and frightened. Without thinking, Anna tears her shawl and tends to his wound. His hand grips hers, cold, desperate. "Why do you help us?" he asks. "Because someone has to," she replies softly. He dies before dawn. She covers his face with his jacket, lays his rifle beside him, and walks into the mist. Each step feels heavier, as if the earth itself is begging her to stop. By morning, she finds a field of white sheets, rows of soldiers laid to rest. The wind flutters through them like ghosts sighing in relief. Anna kneels, placing the soldier's locket among them. She closes her eyes. The world feels quiet again, almost kind. Then, a single bird sings in the distance, a fragile sound against the endless sorrow. Anna looks up at the gray sky and whispers, "Maybe there's still something left to save." The war drags on, but the echoes are changing. The thunder of bombs is rarer now, replaced by silence that feels almost unfamiliar. Anna walks through a deserted village. Roofs caved in, walls burned black. She steps carefully over shattered glass, her reflection flickering in every piece like fragments of a lost self. She reaches a fountain, dry and cracked. Once it must have been beautiful. She cups her hands as if to drink, but there's only dust. Her lips tremble. "When will the world forgive itself?" she murmurs. Beyond the ruins, she finds a schoolyard. The swings creak in the wind, empty, rusted, chalk drawings still faint on the walls. Flowers, suns, laughter frozen in time. She touches them gently, as if her fingers could bring them back to life. A soldier's helmet lies nearby, filled with rainwater. Anna looks inside. The reflection of the gray sky stares back. She turns it over and places it on the steps like an offering. As night falls, she builds a small fire beside an old tree. Its branches are broken, but it still stands tall, like her. She wraps her shawl tighter and stares into the flames. Images dance there, the faces of those she's lost, smiling through the smoke. She whispers their names one by one, a ritual only she remembers. A soft sound. Footsteps behind her. A young girl no older than 12 stands trembling with a bundle in her arms. Anna smiles, cautious but kind. "You're safe now," she says. The girl opens the bundle. A tiny kitten blinks up at them, mewing weakly. For the first time in months, Anna laughs. A quiet, cracked sound, but real. She takes the girl's hand. Together, they walk toward the hills where the first light of dawn begins to break through the clouds. Smoke still rises in the distance, but the horizon glows gold. Birds return, their songs cutting through the cold air like hope reborn. Anna stops and turns back one last time, to the ruins, to the memories, to the ghosts. "Goodbye," she whispers. Then she walks on, her silhouette fading into the morning mist, the war finally behind her. The war's over, yet peace feels unfamiliar. The silence that follows is heavier than the sound of bombs. Anna and the young girl walk through empty fields where wildflowers grow among broken helmets. Nature, too, is learning to breathe again. A farmhouse stands alone on a hill. Its roof is half gone, its walls scorched, but it still smells of bread and life. Anna pushes the door open. It creaks like an old memory. Inside, she finds a wooden chair, a kettle, and a single photograph on the mantel. A family smiling before the storm. She sets the child near the fire and boils water. Steam rises softly, wrapping them in warmth. The kitten curls beside them, purring faintly. For the first time, Anna feels stillness. Not safety, but stillness. The kind that comes after endless running. Outside, villagers begin to return. Faces she barely recognizes emerge from the mist. Tired, thinner, older, but alive. They rebuild walls with bare hands, plant seeds where graves now rest. The air smells of earth and rain instead of smoke. Days pass. The child laughs again, chasing the kitten through the fields. Anna watches, her lips forming a smile she thought she'd forgotten. She plants a small garden, rows of tomatoes and tulips, fragile signs of beginning. Each seed feels like a promise whispered to the ground. At night, she sits by the window, writing letters to no one, to the lost, to the fallen, to herself. Her handwriting trembles, but the words flow easily now. "We survived," she writes, "and maybe that is enough." One evening, church bells ring again, not in mourning, but in joy. The whole village gathers beneath the ruined steeple, lighting candles for peace. Their glow dances on Anna's face as she looks toward the sky. Tears fill her eyes, but they are not from grief this time. As dawn rises, children run through the streets with ribbons and laughter. The young girl tugs Anna's hand, pulling her toward the crowd. "Come," she says, "they're singing." Anna smiles, a real, living smile. She joins them, her voice trembling, but true. For the first time in years, the world sings back. Years have passed since the war ended. The world is quiet now. The skies no longer burn. Anna, her hair now silver, walks through the same fields where she once ran for her life. Wildflowers bloom where soldiers once fell. She carries a small tin box, filled with memories. A locket, a torn letter, a soldier's badge. Each piece whispers a story the world has forgotten. She opens it beneath the morning sun, her eyes reflecting both sorrow and peace. At the hill overlooking the village, she watches children play, laughter replacing the echo of sirens. The young girl she once saved is grown now, tending to the garden they planted together. Anna smiles softly. "Maybe this," she whispers, "is what we were fighting for." The wind carries her words through the valley. gentle, eternal. Church bells ring in the distance, and the sky glows gold, just like the morning after the war. As the light fades, her voice echoes one last time. If anyone finds this story, tell them we lived. Tell them we loved, even when the world was burning. Music swells. Soft violin, film grain fades to black,